Hey everybody, welcome back to Cordova's Kitchen. And my name is April, for those of you that don't know me. And today we are going to make garlic knots. Oh my goodness. They are yummy. And in this bowl, in my mixer, I have two tablespoons of sugar. We've got to get our yeast blooming, okay? So I have the 2 tablespoons of sugar in there. I'm going to put 2 packs of the Fleshman's active dry yeast in there. I'm going to get this together and then we are going to let that bloom, and then we will be back after we get that to bloom. So anyway, it's the active dry yeast. Let me see if I can pan you down here just a little bit. Not very good, but that's what I have in my mixer. And then we're going to put 4 cups of warm water. Okay, and then we are going to, forgot to get my little whisk out. We're just going to whisk this together, get it to dissolve, make sure nothing's sticking at the bottom. Okay, so that's all we're going to do to that. So then, and after that blooms, we're going to get out, it's going to be 6 cups of all-purpose flour, and we're going to wait on the last cup to make sure if it's going to need it or not, and we'll add that little at a time. But anyway, that's getting ahead. But anyway, so right now we have 4 cups of warm water, 2 packets of yeast, the active dry yeast, 2 tablespoons of sugar. So we're going to let that sit and bloom for 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll come back. Okay, we are back. Look at how frothy the yeast is in there. And now we are going to start adding our flour a little bit at a time. Wouldn't you know, my measuring cup is in the wrong spot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of flour. Like I said, we're going to put 5 cups in. The recipe calls for 6, so we're going to hold off on that last one just to see if we're going to need it. Depends on the weather, or if how warm or cool your kitchen is. Hopefully that's not too loud for you. Okay, let me go ahead and get some more in here. I don't know, I think we're going to end up in, okay, so that's all 5. And then you will see about that 6th one. I always just push down the sides. Just be careful though. You don't want it to take off with your spatula. Yeah, we're definitely going to need the 6th one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and scrape down the, oh yeah, definitely. We might even need more than that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put in the whole cup. We want to get it all incorporated, and then we are going to let it knead for about 4 to 5 minutes. And that's starting to look much better. Let me scrape it again. So it's almost all incorporated. I do have a little bit more flour here. I do think it's gonna need it. I'm gonna add little by little here. Okay, we are going to get this all incorporated, and I will let you know how much flour it does actually take. I don't want you to have to sit here and listen to this the whole time. I am going to scrape down the sides again. And make sure you get the bottom, because you don't want the bottom to have dry flour as well. So, okay, we're gonna get that going and put a little bit more flour in here, and then we will be back. Okay, so we are at this point right now, and whoops, my measurement was way off. We are going to take this out, and then we are going to knead it the rest of the way on the counter. Okay, we got it out of our mixing bowl, and I got a little bit of flour on the counter, and then a little bit on top. Just knead it a few times. I have a bowl on the counter, and it is oiled. And I have a little bit of olive oil in there, and I'm just going to keep getting this. It's a little bit sticky, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Let's shape our ball. And you're going to cuff and turn, cuff, turn, just to get a little bit of tension on the top. No big deals right now. Okay, let me get my bowl. Okay, again, this has olive oil in it. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on my hands. Pat the top. Get it from the bottom here. And is why it took so much dough. I forgot, I was doubling my recipe. So it ended up and took about 9 cups of flour. So if you are going to make these, you can cut the recipe in half, and then that way you won't have to worry about so much dough. I gotta find my, there it is. Have a shower cap. These things are wonderful for when you're proofing your dough. And then I always set a towel on top just to kind of help with that. It goes a little bit faster. But anyway, we are going to let this proof, and it's gonna proof for 30 minutes to an hour, or until it has doubled in size. So whichever comes first. You don't always have to go by the clock. You want to go by your dough. So if your dough is ready before then, go ahead and start the next step. But you do want it to be doubled in size. And we'll be back. Okay, everybody, it is time. Look at here. It definitely has doubled in size. So we are going to get the air punched down. So that is a good rise. Okay, so we are going to get the air out. That's always the fun part. Okay, so we are going to sprinkle our counter here. I'm going to leave a little bit of flour off to the side here. Okay, so we are going to get that out. Okay. And let me see if I can make this a little bit better. I'm gonna have flour everywhere. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, I'll move down this way as soon as I get working on everything. We're just gonna get all the air, push all the air out. This is a lot of dough. Now, like I said, I doubled this recipe. Okay, that's good. I doubled this recipe because my family is big eaters. Okay, now this you could actually make a loaf of bread if you wanted to. And I'm gonna put a towel over that so it doesn't dry out. Okay, this part here we are going to work into little knots. Okay, so just like a knot, like you're tying your shoe. Okay, if you hear something, my hubby is coming in. Okay. Now, I have a sheet pan here that is sprayed with some Pam. Okay, you're going to just pinch some off. Okay, you are going to, really this part here, you don't really need greased because it actually works a little bit easier if it's not greased. Okay, and we're just gonna roll it out. Okay, and then you're gonna tie a knot. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple more and then I will just go ahead and get them all okay, just like you're tying a shoe. Okay, just like that. And we are going to put them on our pan and then we are going to let them rise again. Okay, so just roll it out. If it tears, oh well. If it tears, it will be fine. it's gonna get ate one way or another. Everybody loves garlic knots. And it is easier if you don't flour your surface. It does help. It might look kind of funny, but it does help when you spread your fingers out. It just makes it easier to work with. Some's gonna be fat, some short. And you can make them as big or as little as you want. See, when you spread your fingers, it just makes it a little bit easier to roll out there. And I have plenty of dough, like I said, because when I make something around here, everybody is always wanting more. Just give a little bit of pressure to roll it. Okay. Okay, and there we go. After you get them all worked out, get them all on your pan, you're going to let them rise again until they're doubled in size. So probably about 30 minutes. And then they will be ready to go in the oven. We'll get the oven preheated. And if I'm thinking correctly, these go in a 400-degree oven. Some might look funny, some might look perfect, some might look off the wall. The main thing is the taste. If you hear little feet, that's my dog Mindy. She's kind of going around trying to see if I'm dropping anything. I will definitely put the recipe down in the description below. A little bit more. Again, you can make them as small or as large as you want. Okay, we are getting a little bit too sticky, so let's put a little bit of flour. Might make it a little bit slippery for the first few turns, but it'll work its way into the dough and then it won't be as slippery. Actually, I think it makes it a little bit easier to tie in the knot. But there's no set way, just however it's easier for you to roll them out. You just want to roll them out into a snake-like form. Okay, just go together, tie it, and trying to get them even on my, let's see, do 2 out of that last one. So this is 4, 8, 12, so I'm going to get 13 out of half of this. But I am making them a little bit on the large side. But like I said, my family is big eaters. We have my husband and I. My husband will eat for like 3 people. He'll shoot me for saying that, but sorry, honey. And then our 2 grandsons live with us. So they are big eaters as well. If they like something, they're gonna eat. Okay, I'm just grabbing my other pan, and again, it is, I have my flat pan sprayed with Pam, just so it don't stick. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, let's have this dough again. Cover the remaining up so it don't dry out. That's a little bit big. Worst thing is it'd be nice if there was smell-o-vision, just even the smelling the yeast, and these smells so good. Just smells like a good loaf of bread. I think that one's a little bit big. Your little nuts. So far I'm getting a dozen on a tray. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And if there's something that you would like to see me make, just leave it in the comments below. Or if you didn't understand something that I was doing, you can let me know, and I will try my best to redo it where you can understand what I meant. Sometimes I get a little bit tongue-tied, so or something don't come out the way I intended it, and then after I go back and watch the video, I'm like, oh my goodness. So okay. Those bench scrapers are wonderful. I have a couple of cheapy plastic ones, but that one is a really good one. I do want to try to make some bagels here soon. I've never made them before, but we can learn together. And I'm starting to learn about sourdough. So if anybody can give me some tips, I've made a couple of loaves. That's a little bit too big. Made a couple of loaves, but I would like to get better at my sourdough making. Okay, let's get, I thought that was going to take a lot longer than what it is. It's coming right along. I'm borrowing my son's tripod right now. I have one coming. I think it's supposed to be here tomorrow. And I think it's supposed to be a little bit taller. So hopefully I can get better angles. In the beginning, I was like, oh no, because my my dough looked wet, and I'm like, I didn't understand what was going on, but that was the thing. I forgot I was doubling it, so I didn't have enough flour. So that's what the problem was. This would be good with some pasta. Be super good with pasta. Okay. And let's try that. Gonna have a little bit extra. There's not a whole lot of working time in it. It's just, you gotta wait for the dough to rise. That's what takes the longest. But it also, if you're kneading it by hand or whatever, it gives you a chance to take a break. Please share the video though with your friends so I can grow my channel. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but my legs and knees and ankles don't let me do a whole lot of stuff anymore, but I'm trying. Okay, that is the last one. So we have got 25. Okay, so we are going to let those sit for probably about 30 minutes and let them double in size, and then we will come back and get them in the oven. Stay tuned. Okay, the garlic knots has definitely doubled in size. These are a little bit bigger than I would have liked them to been, but that's okay. They're still gonna taste awesome. So we're gonna get these in the oven and I'll meet you back over to the stove. See you in about 10-15 minutes. Okay, we have our garlic knots in the oven. So while we're waiting on those, I have about a cup of butter here in my pan and about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. So I'm just going to let all that melt together where it can kind of cook the garlic a little bit, and then when the garlic knots come out of the oven, then we will take a little brush and we will dab all this goodness on top of the garlic knots. So I will see you when the garlic knots get ready. Okay, everybody, just got them out of the oven, and here we have our butter and our garlic. So we are just going to take it and let's go over here so you can actually see what I'm doing. You might hear four-wheeler and stuff outside. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. And of course, I already took a bite. That's the best part, is getting to taste it. That is, smells so good. I hope you give these a try. Like I said, there's nothing hard about it. It's just waiting for the clock for your dough to rise. So that is the whole thing that slows you down, is just you got to wait for the dough to rise. But in the end, it is definitely worth it. So get my last one here, and you can have a little bit left. And again, that is them. And I have some spaghetti going as well that we are going to eat it with. So I hope you give that a try, and leave me a comment in the comment section, and please like, share, and subscribe so I can grow my channel. And if there's something that you would like to see me make, just let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to give it a try. Okay, have a good night, everybody. Thank you. And there is dinner. Give it a try.